Reptilians are purported reptilian humanoids that play a prominent role in science fiction, as well as modern ufology and conspiracy theories. The idea of reptilians on Earth was popularized by David Icke, a conspiracy theorist who claims shape-shifting reptilian aliens control Earth by taking on human form and gaining political power to manipulate our societies. Icke has claimed on multiple occasions that many of the world leaders are, or are possessed by, reptilians. Origins: Michael Barkun, professor of political science at Syracuse University, posits that the idea of a reptilian conspiracy originated in the fiction of Conan the Barbarian creator Robert E. Howard. The first appearance of serpent men in literature was in Howard's story, The Shadow Kingdom, published in Weird Tales in August 1929. The story drew on theosophical ideas of the lost worlds of Atlantis and Lemuria, particularly Helena Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine, with its reference to dragon men who once had a mighty civilization on a Lemurian continent. Howard's serpent men were described as humanoid with human bodies but snake heads, able to imitate real humans at will, who lived in hiding in underground passages, using their shape-changing and mind control abilities to infiltrate humanity. Clark Ashton Smith used Howard's serpent men in his stories, as well as themes from H.P. Lovecraft, and he, Howard and Lovecraft together laid the basis for the Cthulhu mythos. In the 1940s, a non-fiction writer, Maurice Doreal, wrote a pamphlet entitled Mysteries of the Gobi, which described a serpent race that had bodies like man but heads like a great snake, and an ability to take true human form. These creatures also appeared in Doreal's poem, The Emerald Tablets, in which he claimed the titular tablets were written by Thoth, an Atlantean priest-king. Barkun asserts that Doreal's ideas almost certainly came from the Shadow Kingdom, and in turn, the Emerald Tablets formed the basis for David Icke's book, Children of the Matrix. Alien abduction narratives sometimes allege contact with reptilian creatures. One of the earliest reports was that of Ashland, Nebraska police officer Herbert Shermer, who claims to have been taken aboard a UFO in 1967 by humanoid beings with a slightly reptilian appearance, who wore a winged serpent emblem on the left side of their chests. David Icke. According to British writer David Icke, 5 to 12 foot tall, blood-drinking, shape-shifting reptilian humanoids from the Alpha Draconis star system, now hiding in underground bases, are the force behind a worldwide conspiracy against humanity. He contends that most of the world's leaders are related to these reptilians, including George W. Bush of the United States, and Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom. Icke's conspiracy theories now have supporters in 47 countries and he has given lectures to crowds of up to 6,000. American writer Vicky Santillano included it in her list of the 10 most popular conspiracy theories, describing it as the wackiest theory she had encountered. A poll of Americans in 2013 by Public Policy Polling showed that 4% of registered voters believed in David Icke's ideas. Politics. In the closely fought 2008 U.S. Senate election between comedian and commentator Al Franken and incumbent Senator Norm Coleman, one of the ballots challenged by Coleman included a vote for Franken with lizard people written in the space provided for write-in candidates. Lucas Davenport, who later claimed to have written the gag ballot, said, "I don't know if you've heard the conspiracy theory about the lizard men. A friend of mine, we didn't like the candidates, so we were at first going to write in revolution, because we thought that was good and to the point. And then, we thought the lizard people would be even funnier." Evil reptilian kitten eater from another planet was a pejorative used to refer to then Ontario Liberal Party opposition leader Dalton McGuinty in a press release disseminated by the Progressive Conservative Party of Ontario on September 12, 2003, during the provincial election campaign in Ontario, Canada. In February 2011, on the Opie and Anthony radio show, the comedian Louis C.K. asked former U.S. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld a number of times if he and Dick Cheney were lizard people who enjoyed the taste of human flesh. Rumsfeld did not answer the question. Louis C.K. interpreted Rumsfeld's refusal to answer as an admission and further suggested that those who are lizard people cannot lie about it. When asked if they are lizards, they either have to avoid answering the question or say yes. On March 4, 2013, A video depicting a security agent with unusual features guarding a speech by U.S. President Barack Obama was spotlighted in a Wired report about shape-shifting reptilian humanoids, leading to a tongue-in-cheek response from Chief National Security Council spokeswoman Caitlin Hayden that any alleged program to guard the president with aliens or robots would likely have to be scaled back or eliminated in the sequester. See also. References. External links.